The system that killed George Floyd in front of the whole world in broad daylight is the same system that allows people to protest in case they feel mistreated, subjugated, or in case they feel injustice. The same system that calls black people in the US 3/5 of a human being is the same system that calls them free under US law. It is the same system that says that they have the right to vote and do whatever they please in the US, yet it is the same system that allows police to brutally murder people that are unarmed, that are very young, and that are black people. It is the same system that targets black communities and makes sure that it keeps them poor, unemployed, or unemployable. And it is the same system that says that black people are lazy and they do not want to work. We are talking about the same system that has for centuries very aggressively taken our ancestors into bondage. The same system that has oppressed us since the inception of colonialism and slavery. It is this very system that we see at play right now as protests rage across the United States following the killing of our brother George Floyd. We send our hearts and our deepest sympathies and condolences to his family, to his friends, to his colleagues, to his mother and to his father, and to every person that was tied to him in any way. You see, you cannot begin to demand justice from an unjust system, because injustice sits at the very heart, at the very core, the very foundation of the American white establishment. So I urge every black person, every black woman, and every black man, every teenager that is out on the streets protesting, remember that it was the same case, the same model of protests that followed the ill treatment, the savage treatment of Rodney King. It is the same protest that followed the death of Sean Bell, Oscar Grant, Trayvon Martin, Ahmaud Arbery, and now George Floyd. You see, it is the same system that kills them and then allows people to go and get involved in protests that are mild, that are managed, and the same system that allows the police, that allows them to come and get you. They have got multiple layers of quelling protests. And you see right now the National Guard has been deployed. There is word in the street that gas has been cut off. So we are talking about a system whose establishment, whose foundation is defiled, whose foundation is contaminated, and whose foundation was laid to specifically ensure that black people never lift their heads above the water. So black people, as you protest, I want you to remember this. These protests have been made for hundreds of years. Hundreds of years people have protested being lynched. Hundreds of years people have protested being mistreated. Hundreds of years people they protested, having their women raped, having their men with guns stuck up in their bottoms. This system is speaking loud and clear now, more than ever before. And I tell you people, brothers and sisters in the US that are engaged in protests, this is not working. It has been tried before and it just isn't working. Believe you me, after 2 years, 3 years, 5, 10 years, we are going to find ourselves in the same situation. You are going to find yourselves protesting yet again on the streets for the killing of another black person, an armed black person. We have seen how it has systematically been deployed by the system. They allow you to protest, but you can only protest to a certain degree. That means that your ability to express, your anger towards the subjugation and the injustice is managed. It is properly managed. It is drafted. It is by design. Come up with something that is profound. Come up with solutions that are permanent. Not just protesting whenever a black person dies and then things die off. Because that is not going to work out. You have got people that are 80 years old protesting right now. You have got people that are 60 years old, people that are 50 years old, people that are 40, people that are 30, people that are 20 years old, even teenagers. What does that mean? It means that this kind of situation is the anger spreads across different generations. And if it spreads across different generations, it means that it's going to remanifest. It's going to keep recurring. I'm telling you, because protests are not going to get it done. You have to find a permanent way, a wise way of venting your anger towards a permanent solution. But protests, they're happening right now, and You see the elements that are being injected in. You have people that are being paid to come and loot and burn down buildings and make it appear as though it is you people that are doing it. So when they draft legislations, they will be targeting you. Yet you are not the ones that are perpetrating this nonsense. We know that there are people that are involved whose duty is to make sure that they do the damage and pin it on the black people. So protests are not going to work. They have been you have protested before. But it does not work because it is a systems default. It's a foundational problem. And I urge you all the time, Africa is a land of unlimited opportunities. So stop acting like you do not have a mother. Please, black brothers and sisters, stop acting like you're orphaned. I'm telling you, you have to be wise. You have to use wisdom. You have to be smart. Do not do exactly what they want you to do, because they want you to go and do something very bad, and then they begin to draft legislations that are going to even make it criminal, illegal for you to come out and protest or say anything against injustice. I'm telling you, what if they say that any person that is arrested from today onwards is going to face 50 years? They do it anyway. They already, bring drugs in your communities, guns, and then make sure that you're unemployed. They bring alcohol. And they lure you into getting involved in crime and give you life sentences. So, black people, I call upon you. Protests have been done before, for centuries, for hundreds of years, and they have not worked. So please be smart. Channel your anger in a properly consolidated way. A way that produces permanent solutions. I'm telling you, that is the only way that this issue is going to be addressed in the United States of America. I am telling you. And this month, I'm going to be specifically speaking about how to undo this system, how to uproot these pillars of the systems that plague the African people at home and abroad, on the continent and in Europe, in the Caribbean, in the diaspora, in the United States, in Australia, in Canada, all over. But one thing is for sure. At the end of the day, the protests are going to die out. And this man has already been, I've heard that bail has already been set for him. There is a certain figure that has already been set for his bail. He is going to walk free. He will not be the first person to walk free after killing a black person who is unarmed and unaggressive. So what does the system say? The system says that a black person has no voice in the US. Much as they try to play politics and say, the amendment this, the constitution that, we know what the constitution says. But we choose to look past all that because we have been programmed in our minds to look at ourselves in a specific light, to think of ourselves as equal. A leopard will never change its spots. Remember that. You cannot fight with a monkey while the monkey is in the trees, because the trees is its dwelling. I am telling you, you cannot demand justice from a system that is unjust. Listen, black people. Listen before we are once again victimized, before you are once again victimized, before you continue to bury your young. It is an era for mothers to bury their sons, for fathers to bury their sons and daughters, for grandmothers and grandfathers to bury their grandchildren. It is an era. We need to arise with precision, organize, and act with wisdom, producing and venting our anger towards permanent, actionable solutions. Now is the time. If this does not get you thinking, if this does not produce a permanent solution, then there will never be a permanent solution for a black person, whether in the diaspora or on the continent. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments below.